Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you guys can see by the title, today is your favorite video. We are testing out so many new drugstore and affordable makeup products that I am so excited about. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's hop right in because let me tell you, I have enough products for like 2 videos, which we might have to do because there's a lot going on and I only have one face. We're actually gonna start out with a little bit of skin prep. I'm gonna let it sit and then we'll do some brows and then you know how it goes. First, I need to talk about a product. Let me just say this. I have tried about 80% of these products, so I do have quite a bit of reviews for you guys, and there's only a couple like first impressions. First, we need to talk about this product because it has just really impressed me. So this is from Makeup Revolution. It's called the Miracle Cream. They actually also have an eye cream. So this is nice, but this is really, really nice. By the way, glass packaging, nice, heavy, luxurious. I believe it's supposed to be like a dupe for the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched base or whatever. I don't have that one because it's very expensive, but I have tried it and this feels the exact same way. I'm gonna try to like do my makeup without pinning my hair. Are you guys gonna get mad at me for that? Let me just, what if we just do this? Can we just do this? So this cream, oh my gosh, so a little bit goes such a long way. I'll put about this much on my skin, and I mean, this is beautiful like just as skincare, but I've been loving it as a makeup primer because it is like, it kind of reminds me again of like the Bobbi Brown base, as well as the Charlotte Tilbury Miracle Cream or Magic Cream. Both of those have like I don't want to say thick. It's a little bit of a thicker consistency, but it almost feels like, I don't know, like a gel, like a thicker gel. It smells heavenly. It smells so beautiful. It blends out so nicely. A little goes a long way, and it just makes your skin not only like look and feel hydrated, but very like slippy. Like it's very good for like makeup application. I have been loving it. I'm not sure if it's brand new or not, but let me just tell you, I have been obsessed, and it feels like a luxury product at a drugstore price. I know it's just like a moisturizer, but I'm telling you, if you like using like a cream or a moisturizer as a primer, you're gonna love this because it is stunning. Okay, so for brows, you guys know I don't really try out a lot of brows, but by the way, this whole video is not gonna be Makeup Revolution. They did just send me a PR package, so I've just been kind of testing out a bunch of their products. So they do have the Fluffy Brow Duo, so it's supposed to be a brow pencil as well as a brow gel. I have the shade dark brown and medium brown. You guys know I always like to go like lighter with my brows. Not gonna lie, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the brow gel because usually these products, I don't know, usually I'm just very picky about brow gels, and you guys know that, but I will say I do appreciate like the very small, precise type of wand. Okay, wow, look at this shape. So it's like one of those that it's like a thicker pencil if you want to fill more in, but it's also very sharp if you want to get like hair-like strokes. It says Ultimate Hold Brow Setter. We'll see about that. Boosting complex control blade tip. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. I guess I'm gonna grab like the sharper end to line my brows like I always do. I wonder how pigmented this is. Is this very pigmented? Okay, no, it's like a little bit more waxy, thank God. So I'm gonna grab the sharper end to really define my brows. I've never used a brow pencil like this, and then I guess with the sharper end again, I'm just gonna create hair-like strokes like so. And right now I actually am loving the consistency. And then back here where I don't have that much brow hair, I guess I'll grab like the fatter tip and just color it in. And so far I am liking it. I like the shade, I like the formula, it's not overly pigmented. Now let's test out the brow gel because apparently it's supposed to be ultra hold. So I'm gonna brush them up. Ooh, wait, this is actually holding my brows in place so far. I don't know if that's working out for me or not, but let me go ahead and run this through and see what we have to work with. What do we think? I actually think it looks really good. I mean, for one product, you know, one dual product, so far it's actually looking really, really nice. With the brow gel, we'll see how it dries. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera, and then we'll see how the brows are holding up. This brow is almost drying. I I don't know, it's not feeling crunchy, which I personally like it to be a little bit crunchy. Right now, it's not really feeling like texturized or crunchy, so we'll see how this goes. I will say, as a product on its own, I do think it was very easy to use. The formula is nice. I like that it's dual-ended, and the brows look good. You guys know I'm just picky about brow gel, so I need it to be like extra hold. So we'll come back to this. I'm gonna just give it some more time to dry, but I will say first impressions, this worked out very nicely. So moving on, let's move on to some primer. Like I said, we are double priming on top of that Miracle Cream because we have a lot to get through. School supplies, anyone? Today we're using the NYX The Face Glue. I have tried this many times now and I actually really like it. So this is like their, you know, version of a gripping primer, but it's actually almost like better. You'll see why. So it looks like a glue, and honestly it's kind of like a glue, but the reason why I've been loving it even more than like regular gripping primers is because you know how some gripping primers, obviously because they're grippy and sticky, they're kind of hard to like blend in, so you almost have to like tap it out. This, as you can see, just looks like a cream, and look, it's very easy to blend. You don't even need like this much product. A little goes a long way. And it just blends like a cream. Whenever you're like applying it, you almost question if it's going to get sticky, but it does. You just need to give it a little bit of time. But that's why I like it, because it's very lightweight, easy to blend. It doesn't get patchy because it just feels like a moisturizer. Once you blend it in, you get this really nice, a little bit of a dewy finish. It's not like greasy or anything like that. So I'm just going to fan it out really quickly. Stick test. I'm gonna grab one of my eyebrow razors. See what I mean? So it's like kind of like the best of both worlds. It's hydrating, it's not greasy, it's sticky, it's easy to blend. I'm honestly loving it. This definitely looks very gimmicky, but honestly, I feel like if this was packaged differently, you would think that it's like a high-end gripping primer. So personally, really, really love this. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit because I want you to see my pores, okay? Because now we're going to conceal and perfect the pores with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So this is actually really cute because it comes with its own little spatula that you just put in here so you'll never actually lose. And it's essentially gonna be a pore filling primer. It's very interesting because it kind of looks and feels like a sorbet. A little bit goes such a long way. Like, it's so soft that you don't have to like really scoop up much, and it actually feels cold and almost wet. So this is like what it looks like. It's not like super thick. It definitely feels almost like a silicone, and I'm just gonna put this in the areas where I have more pores. Now, I actually think this does a pretty good job at covering the pores while also feeling very refreshing, and it is mattifying. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me put a little bit more on this side. See how this side of the face is just a little bit more blurred out than this side? It's not gonna be like the most mattifying blurring primer. It's really just going to smooth out the pores without drying out your skin. So if you have like drier skin and you feel like, you know, pore filling primers tend to dry you out or mattify you too much, I actually really like this. Like I said, it actually feels almost wet. I'm trying to like hit the light on the forehead so you can see. Is it the most blurring? No. But is it a nice blurring consistency, nice formula, non-drying? Yes. So that's kind of why I like it. I definitely think this would be best for like drier skin. It's not, I don't think it's really gonna control your oil, but it just makes like a nice little smooth canvas, and so I think it's really nice. Believe it or not, I don't have a new foundation. I feel like the drugstore is not really coming out with many foundations or concealers, so I'm gonna go ahead and just apply some foundation. I am a little concerned. I went to the beach and I got like bee slapped by a wave twice on the same side of my face. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking, but I can't, like, this was like maybe 4 days ago, and I still can't like fully hear out of this ear. I clearly can't speak either. Should I be concerned? Should I be getting like swimmer's ear or something? It just feels, it just sounds like muffled on this ear. So just letting you know. Just letting you know information that you didn't even need to know. All right, so moving on to liquid bronzer, we have something very exciting. These are the brand new Camo liquid bronzer and contours from e.l.f. They did come out with a bunch of like bronzing and contour shades, and they actually came out with a couple new liquid blushes, the Camo line. I didn't pick those up because I already have all the other ones, but I did pick up a couple of these. I've already tried them, so let me review them for you guys. So I'm gonna go in with the shade, this is medium, which I believe is also shade 5. It is the same exact like packaging as as the blushes, and a little bit goes such a long way. So let me grab my brush and be ready to blend. I'm going to use the foundation brush from Bosma Beauty. So I'm just going to apply 3 dots, just like the blushes. These are also very pigmented, and they do have kind of like a natural to dewy finish, but see how very pigmented, but they do blend out super, super nicely. I mean, honestly, when was the last time that e.l.f. Cosmetics missed? You know what I mean? So this shade 5 is a really beautiful, very bronzy, more like on the olivey side. So if you have my skin tone, you probably love this. Now it's giving me a little bit of a natural finish. It is a little bit dewy, but we also have like more of like a dewy base. I've been really liking these. The only thing is that the bronzers and the contours are like the same formula. They're just different shades. And so for contour, it's just like a bit too pigmented for me personally. I will show you guys the contour shades, but for bronzer, I love it because I love a lot of bronzer. So done with that. Absolutely love it. I love the formula. I love the shade. I love the price. Honestly, stunning, beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the contours. It's just, like I said, it's the same formula. This is the shade light medium, and so you can apply the tiniest amount, which is nice because it'll last you forever. It's just so pigmented that you really have to go in with the lightest hand. So I personally can't like contour my nose with this just because it kind of goes everywhere. But the shades are beautiful. It'll chisel you out. If you do prefer a little bit of like a more pigmented contour, then you're really gonna like this. Do we look like we just went to the beach? Because we did. So when it comes to concealers, again, I am not seeing the drugstore coming out with any of that. Let me know if I'm missing out on something. Leave it down below. I'm just not seeing anything. But I have been buying a couple things from Co Beauty. If you don't know, Co Beauty is kind of like a dupe brand, and now they sell it like in my Kroger's, my grocery store. So I've been trying out a bunch of their products, and it's really, really good. So I did pick up this. Now, again, I don't know how new this is, but it's new to me. It's the Co Beauty Instant Concealer Camouflage and Contour. I have the shade light, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this. I actually haven't tried this one yet, so ooh, is that gonna be way too light? Brush, I'm just going to kind of melt the bronzer and my jaw together just to give us a little bit more contrast there. Yeah, that looks good. Let me tell you guys something, because I do have new setting powders from the drugstore, but if you have been looking for a Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder dupe, oh my gosh, the Co Beauty one is so freaking nice. I have been using this over my Charlotte Tilbury, so the dupes are duping. So let's go ahead and blend this out. I probably let it sit for way too long. It looks like it's like a full coverage, but you know what? It's actually pretty lightweight. Like the formula is not thick at all, but it's giving me a really nice effect. That concealer looks really good. I will say, I wouldn't say it's like a full coverage. Maybe it's more buildable, but for a very thin formula, I did get like a very beautiful medium coverage. So far, it doesn't feel heavy at all or drying. So that actually looks really, really nice. Okay, so before we set with powder, let's go ahead and do some cream, or actually liquid blushes. So Milani came out with more liquid blushes. Now, the other ones that they had, personally, not my favorite. They're kind of like liquid gel, and to me, they're very patchy. They did come out with the Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow. So I have the shade Luminoso as well as Dolce Pink. I already did try these, and they're a little bit more on the sheer side. So I kind of want to use this one because Luminoso is just a little bit too muted for me. I kind of want some more color. So let's go ahead and use the shade Dolce Pink. It does have like kind of like the same applicator as Charlotte Tilbury. So let me grab a little bit of product and we're going to go ahead and dot it on. As you guys can see, I'm kind of going ham with it because, like I said, it's definitely not very pigmented when it comes to blush, but it is very glowy. With these liquid blushes, you definitely don't even need a highlighter. It's definitely like a 2-for-1. So it does kind of remind me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury ones. I feel like those are also not, they don't have like that much pigment base, but they are definitely more glowy. Very pretty. I like the glow. It's not chunky, and I personally think that they like redeemed themselves with these compared to the other liquid blushes because those other ones were just kind of patchy. But you guys know me. I'm gonna have to put on some like powder blush because I need more blush in my life. But if you are looking for a more subtle blush when it comes to pigment, but you want a lot of glow, something easy easy to wear, very glowy, very luminous. These are really nice. I actually really like them. I think that if you like the Charlotte Tilbury ones, you're probably really going to enjoy these, and they do have a bunch of different shades. So the skin is glowing. I did it. I put clips on. There was no way. We have so much like going on the skin right now. I needed to put the hair away. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set this base. We do have new setting powders from LA Girl. Now they do have a bunch of different shades. They have like purple, blue, like lavender, yellow. They do have pink as well as peach. Personally, the peach is a little bit too dark for me, and I don't love like a pink powder, so I've just been mixing them. So these are the LA Girl Pro Setting Loose Brightening Powders. Now, they do come each with their own puff as well as a cover, which is nice, and then the sifter is kind of like a mesh, you know? So I'm gonna grab a little bit of both and just mix them. Now, I already did try this powder out, and it's really nice in its own right. So let me show you guys. And I'm just going to press, and it definitely is brightening. Now, the thing about this powder is it's also really nice for dry skin. So is it the most blurring powder ever? No. But does it like blur out the skin, brighten the skin, diffuse the pores, and set the skin without it being dry? Yes. So I definitely think that if you have dry skin, you would really like this. It's very inexpensive. Like I mentioned, they come in a bunch of different shades. And the thing about this powder is, you guys, I literally don't feel anything. I don't. And also, if you don't need it to be like super like blurring and mattifying, you would probably like this because look, I'm gonna put some on my cheek, but once it like settles in there, the glow is still gonna like come through. See how it's still letting the skin have some life? The craziest thing about it is that I truly don't feel anything. Like I don't feel it under my eyes especially. I feel like when you add a lot of powder like this, you obviously would have like drier under eyes, but no, this does not dry you out at all. The last product that I truly just don't have a new one of, not by choice, I just don't see anybody coming out with powder bronzers. So I'm just going to quickly bronze up with the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Catching Rays. You guys know this is my favorite. By the way, I did go ahead and touch my eyebrows, and I don't know, it's not giving hold. I mean, I know that not everybody wants it to be like a cast over their brows, but see how like my brows are very shiny and it doesn't feel like there's no hold. Like the brows are there, but like you can easily move them. So I liked the brow pencil, but when it comes to the gel, if you prefer like a lighter gel, if your brows already kind of look perfect with the way they are, then you might really like this. It's a nice like 2-in-1. But for me, I just like a little bit more hold with my brows. I just like a lot of hold with like all my makeup. Like if I'm gonna do my makeup, I don't want to redo it or worry about it for the rest of the day. I want to worry about everything else in my life. I'm gonna quickly grab my Rare Beauty brow gel, and I'm just gonna run it through these brows because these brows are not gonna stay. They're just not. So sorry guys. I don't know if you can tell, but do you see the difference that a good brow gel makes? Like, do you see how this brow just looks kind of frumpy and this one just looks so elevated, put together? I'm telling you guys, just get a good brow gel. I feel like we're gonna have to do a part 2 maybe next week because we have so many eyeshadows. I have been dying to show you guys this palette. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you already saw this palette. This is the Makeup Revolution True Icon palette. It is like a dupe for the Patrick Ta. It's stunning, but I'm not gonna use it today. Don't get mad because I feel like a lot of you guys are e.l.f. lovers, and I do have like the e.l.f. little single shadows. So I'm gonna use another new palette to create like a base before we put on the e.l.f. shadows. Before we do that, I need a little bit of blush. I need blush, you guys. I knew something was missing. So I have this brand new blush from the Wet n Wild Hello Kitty collection. They did come out with a whole collection, and this blush really intrigued me. Now, I broke it 5 minutes ago, or like 5 minutes before I started filming the video. I just dropped it and I broke it, but it's called the Hello Kitty Ombre Blush. Now, how do we open this without making a mess because I broke it? Keep in mind that this part was a little bit shimmery. Now we don't have that, but let's just put a little bit of blush on because this is the newest drugstore blush that I have. I'm gonna grab this little Fenty Beauty brush and let's test out this formula. Ooh, very pretty. Very lightweight. It's definitely a little bit more buildable. That actually looks gorgeous. Do you guys know I'm gonna put some more on? What is the shape of this brush? How do I, what? Okay, it goes like this. I'm gonna pack a little bit more on. This shade is beautiful. It is a beautiful peachy pink shade, and even though I'm not really grabbing the thrown away ombre shimmer, this blush is still very pretty and glowy. So that is gorgeous. It's a little bit more subtle, but it's definitely buildable. That's very cute. New Alter Ego palette. You guys know I always love to show them to you guys. This is the Mist Haven palette. It is gorgeous. Look at these tones. It does have a cream black, which is really nice for like an eyeshadow or for an eyeliner. You do get like a bunch of shimmery shades as well as mattes. These are really pretty. I've already used this palette, but I'm just going to use the matte shades really quickly just to create a look for the e.l.f. eyeshadow. Now the question is, what e.l.f. eyeshadow do we want to use? Okay, let me quickly show you guys. I know I'm going back and forth. I mean, the ADHD in this video is showing. I do have all of the e.l.f. shadows. I did buy them with my own money. Let me show you guys the shades. These are called the Fine as Fleck Glitter Eyeshadows. So this is a crowd favorite. This is the shade Filthy Rich, which is a beautiful like green shifty shade. This shade right here is called It's Glit, which is a yellow gold. Then we have this one, which is called White Hot, and it's like a white shade. Then we have the shade Straight Fire. I think we're going to be using this one today because it looks like straight fire. We have Champagne Showers. This is very similar to Urban Decay Space Cowboy. A little bit less peachy, but like very similar. And then we have the shade Pop Off Pink, which is kind of like a baby pink. So because the eyeshadow palette that we're going to use is a cool tone, I kind of think this shade would be Straight Fire. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Alter Ego eyeshadow base because I want to get the full effect with these little e.l.f. shadows. So I'm just gonna put it on the lid. I will say they're a little bit of a drier formula. They're not like super creamy, but the effect is really, really nice. So again, you can kind of tap it on and it creates a little bit more of like a, just like kind of like a glitter effect. But if you really want that like duochrome base, put it on with your finger over some eyeshadow base. I'm just going to tap it out. This is like a purple, pinky, blue type of shift. Look how stunning. Very pretty. I do really like these. I wish they were a little bit more creamy so you could get more of a foiled look, but I will say, like, if you prime right, you definitely get a very glittery look. And they're only $6, so I do think for the price, the shades and the packaging, absolutely worth it. I'm gonna grab just the black eyeshadow in here. I'm not even using the cream. I'm just gonna use the black. And I'm just going to put it along the lash line because your girl does not have the time or the energy to do eyeliner, because I never do. I'm gonna grab a mixture of Fawn and Plum, which are the very light crease shades, and just kind of put that all over the under eye, like so. For the inner corner highlight, I'm gonna grab this shade Twinkle, which is kind of like a cool toned, almost like metal looking, and I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. It's not wet or anything. I'm just gonna put a little bit here just for some brightness. Makeup Revolution, they sent me these juicy peptides. I feel like that sounds a lot like the Rhode peptide treatments, so I kind of wanted to try these out. Maybe we should try the shade Latte. I just want to see if they're like hydrating before we do a lip color. Okay, cute packaging, nice squeezy tube, and just like a regular applicator. So let's go ahead and try this out. Ooh, oh my god. First of all, it smells like a latte. Love that. Oh, okay, it's a very thin consistency, and as you guys can see, it has kind of like a medium pigmentation. Very, very thin and lightweight. It kind of does feel like the Rhode ones. Very glossy, very thin. Feels kind of like a gel, but a thin gel. It's really, really pretty. I love that shade. I was afraid this was gonna be like way too dark, but no. That is really, really nice, and it smells delightful. So I'm going to leave that on my lips real quick while we do some mascara. I do have a new mascara, but I don't know, guys. It's waterproof, and I don't know. This is from JCat Beauty, and something about it. Should we try it? Let's just try it because I don't have a new mascara. So this is the JCat Beauty Waterproof Mascara. You know what? Never judge a mascara by its cover. I'm going to quickly curl my lashes with my Surat eyelash curler. It is so freaking good. I have not gotten any Botox. Can you tell? Can you tell? In a long time. It's been like, I don't know, maybe like 8 months, and I never realized how much I do this. I now like notice my lines. I don't like, why am I always putting my eyebrows up? I feel just bad. JCat Beauty, I'm sorry, I feel bad for like judging it, but like the wand is just not giving. I got stressed about it because, you know, I didn't know if it was going to be good or not, and because it's waterproof, it's just so much harder to take off. So far, it's looking nice. It's not really adding much volume, but it is really defining my lashes. It's giving kind of like a wispy effect, and because it's waterproof, it's definitely holding that curl. All right, so one coat so far looks okay. I will say, I don't know if you can tell, but the eye that I put the mascara on first, it's already coming down. See how like lifted this side up is that I just applied, and this side's already coming down? So not good, especially because this should be waterproof. Usually that holds a curl a little bit better. I cannot believe that a waterproof mascara is weighing my lashes down this much. And the second coat is not really doing anything. Who's calling me? I have to go talk to the pest control guy. 1 second. Oh my gosh. My camera is dying. My camera is dying. That mascara, not my favorite. So I'm gonna quickly just take off whatever I have on right now. By the way, these little lip peptides are actually really nice. I really enjoy them. So for lip liner, I threw on my Maybelline Lip Fill Liner in the shade On It. It's like the perfect, you guys know, the perfect lip liner, the perfect cool tone shade. And then for, I'm so sorry, I'm like rushing because my camera is dying. So for lipstick, I'm putting on the brand new Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint. This is in the shade Knee High. Now, these are supposed to be like very long wearing lipsticks, and they are, but something about it is not my favorite. If you've tried the Maybelline like Superstay liquid lipsticks, you know how those like last a very long time, but they're almost like very sticky and almost feel like they're like cemented. This is kind of similar. So this actually applies really nicely. The shade is beautiful. It's nice and like moussey and velvety and kind of blurring. And at first it feels super nice. It kind of feels like a, just kind of like a cream lipstick. But once you let it dry for like about 30 minutes, that's when they become transfer proof and they get very sticky. So it kind of just reminds me a lot of their other formula. So not my favorite, but if you want like a very long wearing lipstick and you don't mind it to be like a little sticky rather than like drying, then you would probably like this. I will say the shade is gorgeous. It's just a little sticky. If you want to see the stickiness, check out my Instagram because I kind of showed you guys how it was wearing. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to set my face with the NYX Face Glue setting spray. This is kind of like the primer. Not the best sprayer, I might add, but I really like it. Now, this product is probably better to use throughout your makeup because it does work really nicely. It's definitely like a gripping setting spray, but the only thing is that it will leave you very dewy and a little bit sticky, but that stickiness can be taken away with some powder. So if you don't mind that, I think this is really nice. If you don't want to deal with the dewiness and stickiness after you're done with your makeup, use this throughout your makeup routine while you're doing it and it will grip on. I have to say that the face glue line is super nice and it works really, really nicely. The only setback is that it's just like a little bit sticky, but I'll just grab a powder puff and just kind of blur out the skin again, and then the powder will definitely take away the stickiness. A lot of stickiness going on here. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of the video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I definitely feel like we tried a bunch of amazing drugstore makeup. I feel like there was only a couple little duds, but I am really loving how the makeup is looking. I look very bronzed right now thanks to that e.l.f. little bronzer. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I will link everything down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Happy November, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!